Subscribe Nightmare Network and press the bell icon to listen horror and scary stories regularly.
I don't know why I still remember this incident, but yes, it happened to me, and I still remember it. Although you won't believe it, I was 5 or 6 years old at that time. And I still remember that incident. It happened when I was sleeping in my room at night, and I saw a dream. I have no idea whether I was dreaming or awake, but I was not able to move my body. I was completely frozen, and I was not able to speak or move my body. In science, this is called sleep paralysis. But I don't know why it happened to me at that time, and I didn't even see anything that was sitting on my chest, although it is usually common in sleep paralysis. And it started like this. When I was not able to move my body at all, I saw an alien UFO. Yes, it was real. I don't know whether it was a dream or a real incident, but it was a small UFO. The small UFO entered my room through my window, and it seemed to be very fast, as if it came in at lightning speed. As soon as it came in, I started panicking. I was not able to scream, but I was looking at it. The door of that UFO opened, and an alien came out of the spaceship. His eyes was green and dark, and he was slim. The UFO was looking very shiny and advanced. It was not very big. It was about 2 to 3 feet. Yes, it was very small. As soon as it came out, it looked at me and started staring at me. I was looking at it. The alien took out something from the spacecraft. It looked like a pistol, but there was a bottle on the back of that pistol-looking thing. I don't know what it was. The alien pointed the bottle at me. A sticky thing came out of the bottle and stuck to my head. I felt my head was very heavy, but that thing vibrated. I was sure that the alien was sucking the energy of my brain cells. After a while, I felt as if I was getting weak. My eyes started to shake. I felt as if all my energy was coming out of my body. And something was happening. That thing stuck to my head. Something was coming out of my body. I don't know what it was, but I was weak. After a few minutes, the alien closed the bottle. That creature put that bottle again into its place. The alien looked at me when he was going. He started his UFO again and get out of my room like in rocket speed. Today I am 21 years old. I still remember the story of my 5 to 6 years. I never experienced anything like that after. But I feel that the alien took something from my brain. I don't know what it was. I still feel that it was not a dream, but it was happening to me in real life. We were living in a village and I had a farm. It was very big. We are not that rich, but we are happy. I was a farmer. I was having to do farming and run a circle of my house. And this story is not a drawing because it is a true story that happened to me. It happened that I used to go to the farm early in the morning for work. This used to happen almost every time, around 4 or 5 in the morning. Yes, I remember going early in the morning. I used to get up early and start my work in the fields. And I used to go to sleep in the afternoon. I think it was the month of June that day. I don't remember the day. It was either Saturday or Sunday. But yes, it was the weekend. I got up at 4 in the morning, washed my face, changed my clothes, put on my shoes, and left for the farm. The weather was very cold that day, although it is normal that it gets cold early in the morning. But that day I felt more cold than usual. I was walking towards my field, towards the usual road from where I used to go often. It was a rocky road, a rough road. The road was not straight, but it was a kind of road up and down. Anyway, I reached my field. I managed my work equipments and started my work as soon as possible. I was working hard. After 15-20 minutes, I felt that my wife was walking in front of me. I was a little surprised, but I was not afraid. There was nothing to be afraid of. She was my wife. She could come. But yes, I was surprised at what she was doing at this time. She was never with me at work, but today she was walking in the same clothes in which she was sleeping without any slippers. I was very surprised. I stopped her and said, "Anna, what are you doing here? Where are your shoes? And the important thing is, what are you doing here at this time?" You will not believe that without listening to me. Without stopping there, she kept walking. Anyway, I stopped there first. I was in shock. What is happening to me? What happened to my wife? I asked myself. She was walking. I followed her. I held her hand. I stopped her there. I stood in front of her. I said, "Anna, what happened to you? What are you doing here at this time? Are you okay?" I asked her, but she didn't say anything. She looked into my eyes. Her eyes were red like she was not in her control. I thought she had some problem or fever or something. But she pushed me a little. She didn't want to hurt me. But she gave me a hint that don't try to come in my way. She pushed me a little. Yeah, I moved aside. She started walking again. I didn't follow her because I didn't know what was going on. She kept walking in the field. After walking for a minute or two, there was some smoke ahead. I didn't know what was going on. Anna got lost in that smoke. I couldn't see her. I started calling out to her. Anna, where are you? But I couldn't find her. I saw her blending in the smoke. After leaving the smoke, I realized that Anna was not there. I was nervous. I was scared. Where did Anna go? Oh, question came to my mind. I came back home running. You will be surprised to know that Anna was sleeping on her bed. She was sleeping comfortably on her bed. Her shoes were also there beside the bed. She didn't look like she had come from somewhere. When I woke up in the morning, I asked her, Anna, did you go out at night? She said no. As soon as I heard this, my heart started beating fast. The night I saw her, I started having questions in my mind. I asked Anna the same question again. Are you sure you didn't go anywhere at night? Did you go to the fields at night? She said angrily, Are you crazy? I was sleeping at night. You were also with me. I was sure of my wife. That she was not lying. But I wasn't sure about the woman who had an accident with me at night. She can't be my wife. The next day I was afraid to go to that place. I started getting anxious. I didn't go there. I knew that something was going on with me there. Some creatures were roaming there. Was it a witch? I was too much scared to work there after that incident. I thought about it, and we sold that place. We came to the city. I started doing something else. I don't do agriculture. I work in construction. I am very happy. But I will always remember the incident. That changed my life forever. Anything can happen at any time. Usually I like working the night shift. There's something about the nighttime that feels attractive and peaceful to me. The silence of night and cold air always attracts me. This happened about a year ago when I worked at McDonald's. It's a true story, one that still haunts me to this day. I'm almost afraid to recount it, but here it goes. One night I was working overtime at McDonald's. It was around 1 a.m. and my shift had ended 2 hours ago. The rush of customers had significantly dwindled, and the restaurant was quiet. Most of the staff had already left, leaving just a handful of us behind. The manager was gone, and there were only 2 or 3 others in the kitchen. I was alone at the reception, ready to take any last-minute orders. Then, a man walked in. He was wearing a long black coat, and his face was gaunt and lifeless. He moved silently, almost gliding, until he was standing directly in front of me. I asked him, Sir, how can I help you? What would you like to order? He stared at me with hollow eyes and replied in a chilling tone, You fool, don't you know how to talk to someone like me? His voice was scary, and I was shocked by his statement. I forced a smile as we were trained to remain calm in such a situation. I apologized, asking again if he'd like to order something. He finally said he wanted 4 Happy Meals. The request struck me as odd, but I processed his order and told him to wait. He sat down in a dark corner, his eyes never leaving me. When his order was ready, I called him over. He collected the food in silence, but as he turned to leave, he paused and stared at me with intensity that made my skin crawl. Then he left. Feeling strange, I decided it was time to go home. I gathered my things and walked out into the night. My house was nearby, so I usually walked, but that night, something felt off. I had the weird sensation of being followed. I glanced back and saw the man from the restaurant, still holding the Happy Meals, standing near someone's house. With him were 4 children, dressed in tattered clothes. They looked poor, but something about their eyes seemed dangerous, almost predatory. I quickened my pace, but when I glanced back again, they were running towards me. I was panicked and my brain was not working as it was a shock for me to see that moment. Without thinking anything, I broke into a run, fumbling for my phone to call 911. Breathless, I told the operator about the man and the children chasing me. As I ran, I heard a gunshot. Terror gripped me, and I prayed for help. The operator reassured me that help was on the way. I made it to my house, slamming the door shut behind me. The man and the children were pounding on the door, their voices haunting as if he demanded to be let in. "We're hungry," they chanted in unison, their voices like a twisted lullaby. I screamed and cried, begging them to go away. The knocking grew more frantic, but then I heard the distant wail of sirens. The sounds of door beating stopped abruptly, and I dared to look out. They were gone as if they had never been there. The police arrived, and I opened the door, trembling. They searched the area, but found no trace of the man or the children. It was as if they had disappeared. I still shudder to think what might have happened if they had caught me. That night has left a scar on my soul. I often wonder what their true intentions were. Would they have killed me? Kidnapped me? The questions make me scare. I left that branch of McDonald and started to work in another restaurant. I hope no one ever experiences what I did. And yes, it still keeps me up at night.